Hello, hello. May God bless you and may He prosper you this day. My name is Rick and I am the cryptocurrency watchman. Excuse me. Okay, let's do a recap of what we had yesterday. Not a whole lot of movement in the market yesterday. In fact, it's been like that now for close to a week. Haven't really made any real numbers. There were a couple of coins that we did see some nice movement out of. However, as a whole, it just hasn't been a whole lot of movement. We had we had one coin hit 15%, another hit 10%, and the others are pretty much consolidating. So we did see some profits yesterday. So let's take a look real quick. First one was Ethereum Classic. I told you that it was consolidating, and it's still consolidating. So you definitely want to keep an eye on this one today. This is also one of my picks for today. You can see that it's consolidating. The Bollinger Bands are coming closer and closer together. We see that it's broken through the Bollinger Band a couple of times, so it's definitely wanting to make a move, and it's a good sign that we're seeing it bust through the top instead of dropping down. It's squeezing tight together. So keep an eye on Ethereum Classic today, because when it makes a jump, you can make some quick profit. Just it's going to be one of those things of the right place at the right time. You could set a buy limit to buy it when it started to make the jump, but then of course then you got to be there to make sure that you're selling at the right point too. But yeah, I mean, I would when this makes a jump, I would say that there's a very, very good chance that you could see 10% or better. I mean, we've seen some good numbers out of Ethereum Classic. You can see that it's oversold. To me, as far as I'm concerned, it's a little undervalued right now, because you see the numbers that we've had in the past. So yeah, keep an eye on Ethereum Classic today. Okay, the next one is Bitcoin Cash. Um, we didn't we didn't make any money off of this because there's never really a buy sign on this one. It was looking like there could have been something was going on. We saw yesterday, we were looking and we could see that there was a downward trend and there's a breakthrough, but it wasn't really a buy sign at that time. We were starting to see a few green candles. Look like it could go in that direction, and but as you can see, it just kind of consolidated a little bit, and technically it's still consolidating. I mean, this isn't much of a jump, or a drop. It does show a little bit of a downward trend, but it's really more of a consolidation. When you look at the numbers, very few satoshis that we're talking about. So yeah, not a whole lot with Bitcoin Cash yesterday. Okay, the next is BitShares. We were at 2,885 satoshis yesterday. We were right about somewhere in here. We're looking at it, and we made a 10% profit off of this one yesterday. Nice little profit, and it's actually still in an upward trend, even though it's retracing right now. We can go over here, and I actually drew two support lines. You can see the one. This is the trend that it's been following for the past day or so, and then it looked like it may have been taking a turn for maybe taking a sharper trend up. However, we can see that that's not the case. So basically, it's retracing. So I would wait and see how it does against the support line. If it touches the support line and then begins to go back up, yeah, then absolutely jump in again, and you could see another 5 or 10% out of this one, because it's on a nice upward trend right now, and there's really not really any signs yet of a drop. I mean, it's pretty much just testing that support line all the way up through there, and looks like it's getting ready to do it again. And so if we see higher numbers than this, if it hits the support line and then actually goes above that, you're gonna make a nice little profit off of this one today. So keep an eye on it. Okay, the next one is Digibyte. We were at 399 satoshis yesterday, and we actually reached a peak of, looks like 462 for the high on the Satoshis yesterday, which puts us at 15% profit yesterday. A little, actually a little over 15%. So pretty good day for Digibyte. And I tell you, Digibyte is going to, Digibyte is due for a sharp incline, and then I believe around the 1st of October we're going to see a serious jump with Digibyte. You've heard me talk about this. I thought it was going to happen a little earlier in this month, and things got postponed. However, if you're in Digibyte, stay in Digibyte. Of course, buy and sell, make your profits. If you can grow your money and then get back in the Digibyte when it retraces, drops down a little bit, that's just more money in the end. Literally, Digibyte is going to $1. I know that I continue to say this, and it's the same thing with Litecoin. I want to tell you, with Litecoin is going to $150, and I believe that it could go higher. It could go significantly higher, but I'm telling you, within the next couple months, which is a fairly long-term hold. I don't really consider that much of a long-term hold, but within the next month or two, you're going to see $150 out of Litecoin, and I would think that by the 1st of next month of October, we're going to see $1 out of Digibyte. So keep an eye on it, guys. Okay, made safe. We were at 14,778 Satoshis yesterday, putting us somewhere up in here. If you're going for lower percentages, I tell you what, one tip I want to give you guys, especially if you're the kind of person that is working on your computer, you keep an eye on the coins during the day, and you're doing your trading. If you kind of change your game up a little bit, especially in these times of what I call dry times, because there's just not a whole lot of profit being made right now. If you change your game up just a little bit and start hitting for like 3%, and if you can do that 2 or 3 times a day, you're hitting close to 10%. Now, I think they hit you for like 0.5% or something like that when you make an exchange. So see, you gotta take that in mind. But if you can do that 4 times, that's 10%. 3% every time, and I'll tell you, you can make 3% all day. Now you gotta sit there and keep an eye on it. You definitely want to. This is one where your candle teaching really comes in. Comes in real handy because you're just looking for short jumps, but you want to make sure that you're getting in right at the right time. Then like in some of these jumps, obviously this is more than 3%, but in here you could pull 2-3%, 3%, 3%, and you do that 3-4 times in a day, and you've made your 10%. So sometimes you got to change your game up a little bit if you want to make your profits. I mean, it's all about making the profits, and sometimes you got to kind of sit there and keep an eye on things. That's just the way it is, But for MadeSafe, for here, we always look for 5% to call it a profit as far as what we're doing here. However, 3% is profit. So if you got to settle for less and you got to work that coin a little bit more, then so be it. Do what you got to do. But yeah, not much out of MadeSafe. Okay, the next is Cycoin SC. Cycoin is let me pull out just a little bit. Cycoin is a little undersold. I mean, it definitely has potential to be a much higher in value. And as you can see, looking from the numbers in the past, I mean, yeah, we're way oversold right now. It is consolidating. The Bollinger Bands aren't too tight right now. I'm not expecting a big jump out of it anytime soon, but we certainly didn't see anything out of it yesterday. It looked like, looks like we had a little bit of a jump right here. Let's see. I think that was after we did the that was after I did the video. But anyway, not much out of Cycoin yesterday. Okay, so far, our picks for today, I showed you BitShares. I have shown you Ethereum Classic. Now we're going to take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is on a nice little upward trend. We are seeing, a little bit of retrace right now. Just on the short term. If you watch your candles in the candlestick, by the way, I have my teaching out, guys, and I show you all these things: how to read your candles, how to read your trends, your Bollinger Bands. But you can see that we're a little oversold because we broke through the Bollinger Band here. This is a bearish pattern called a bearish harami, and is an indication of a bearish move, which is a downward trend. That's what we're seeing here. And then we see pretty much almost a hammer right here, which is another indication of a change in the trend. I mean, the wick. I'd like to see the wick a little bit longer, but just about a hammer. And then we're actually looking for confirmation here, and this is a bullish engulfing right here, which is an indication of an upward trend. And then we see a little bit of jump here, and then of course back here we're back to the bearish harami, and of course we're down a little bit. So let's jump over here and take a look at our trend lines. So you can see this is our this is our bearish harami. It's borderline, but it is definitely bearish harami. We see two dojis here, an indication of a change, and there's our change right there. Now I drew this other trend line just to see if maybe we're beginning another trend, but looks like it's kind of breaking through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to remove that trend line. And it looks like we could be testing this trend line right here. Now we're not it's not a very sharp incline, but we know with Ethereum it can make big moves at times. We've seen some big numbers out of Ethereum from time to time. So let's keep an eye on it, see if it tests this support line. And as long as it doesn't break through, once it hits that support line, jump in, because you could see another jump like this or even better. So yeah, keep an eye on Ethereum. Okay, Lisk is the next pick for today. Lisk made a nice little jump just a little while ago. We can see that it was consolidating pretty tight. The Bollinger Bands were really coming together. We see that where it pierced through, broke through the top of the Bollinger Band right there. That's a good indication that we could be seeing something very soon. Let's back off just a little bit. Yeah, we saw the same thing here. We saw a breakthrough here, which really isn't a good sign. But then when we see this jump, which is a nice little jump right here, I mean, you could have made a little money here, and then on the retrace, and then once it breaks through this Bollinger Band right here, that is a definite buy sign, because right here, this is a hold on a second. Yeah, this is actually a bullish harami right here, and then we have a hangman, which is an indication of a change of a bullish move right here. So we have a bullish indicator here, we have a bullish indicator here, and then we're continuing up, and here we are. We have our confirmation here, especially once we broke the Bollinger Band right here, and you can see that the bands are starting to come together. Right up in here is when you would have wanted to jump in. This is good confirmation, and I believe that we're going to see more of an upward trend with Lisk today. So I would wait. Let's see what it's doing. It looks like it's retracing right now. Let's take Coinigy here. Okay. Yeah, you can see I made the nice little jump right here. You can see our indicators, reading our candles here, and it looks like we've got a little bit of a retrace here. Now, I believe that this is actually going to continue up. We're not seeing any red candles here. Let's change over to our 1 hour chart. Yeah, see we have a definite buy sign on our MACD. We're seeing some good volume. Looks like it's still retracing. I would give it a little bit of time, before you get in, just to make sure, watch our indicators, watch our candles. If you order my teaching, it teaches you everything that I'm talking about and more. This is our 15-minute chart. We definitely have a little bit of retrace, but if we see a confirmation in the next one or two candles, it'd be a good time to get in, because I think this one is going to continue going up today. So yeah, keep an eye on Lisk today. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is going to be XMR. We've seen a nice consolidation going on this morning, and I believe there's a good chance we're going to see a nice jump out of this soon. These are the ones we make that good quick money. Now you can see that we had we're seeing some breakthrough on the bottom Bollinger Band. So this one could actually go either way right now, but just keep an eye on it. Let's see if we see anything happening with a breakthrough on the top of the Bollinger Band. Let's take a look at it on Coinage. Okay, here we are on the 1 hour chart. Let me pull this back. You can see we're kind of coming to a candle here. We have a triangle here. I'm sorry. Okay, so looks like we're working on a nice little candle right here. I'm gonna kind of focus on this wick right here, because it looks like we had a little bit of a breakout there. Where am I going? Here we go. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of focus on here, kind of looking more at the body than we are with the breakout, because those are the two breakouts that we were looking at earlier. Okay, so yeah, we've got a nice little triangle going on right here, and this one could really go either way. If we saw more of a horizontal line here, is a better indicator of a bullish move. Horizontal on the bottom, better indicator of a bearish move. I think that it could go either way on this, but be honest with you, I think that we could be looking at some higher numbers out of this. So keep an eye on it. Use your trend lines and look for the breakthrough on this, because it looks like it's going to happen here pretty soon. At least probably within the next 3 or 4 hours. Okay, the last pick for today is going to be ZRX. We see a nice little upward trend going on right here. We see a retrace happening at the moment. We might see a good opportunity maybe to get in here pretty soon. Let's take a look over. Okay, you can see that we're on a 1 hour chart right here. We've got a nice little trend going on with ZRX. I can jump it over to the 30-minute chart here. Okay, yeah, we're looks like we're testing this line. We got a green candle starting right here. It might be a good time to get in. I would maybe give it just a little more time for confirmation, because you got a lot of room to move. Looks like we might have a triangle starting right here, as you can see, and this line is almost perfectly horizontal. So I would look to see it continue to test this line, and if it continues to test the resistance line. If it continues to bounce off the support line and continues to test the resistance line as it squeezes together, the odds are we're going to see a nice little jump out of this one eventually at some point, as long as we don't break through our support line at this point. So keep an eye on it. It could if it breaks through here, then it's just going to continue up, and that's good for us. However, if it continues to work this triangle, which seems to be what a lot of these coins seem to be doing. See, it's the same thing here. If you look, if I drew a trend line across here, we would have a horizontal line, and then we would have a triangle here, and you can see that when it breaks through, we actually get a little bit of a jump, a little more movement out of it. So I believe we're seeing the same thing here. So keep an eye on it. It's on the retrace, and look for your buy signs for your candles and everything, and could make a little money out of ZRX today. Okay, guys, just want to talk a little bit real quick again about my training video. As you can see, I've sold quite a few of them, already, and they just went out yesterday. I'm getting a good response on it. I'm getting some good feedback on it. So I know that it's beginning to help a lot of people. So shoot me an email, because it's not just about charts. It asks you, there are questions to ask yourself as far as, is day trading for me? Is this what I want to do? Is this do I have the time to put into it? How much money am I willing to risk? How much risk am I willing to take? Which platforms do I want to trade on? Which wallets do I want to use? I also go through. I walk you through on the platforms how to buy and sell coins, how to set your stop losses, how to set your buy limits, how to set your sell limits. I go through the charts, and I show you all your trading tools, and I go through all your candles, which I also send you a cheat sheet for the candles, and some other things that we're going to be touching on. I go through the trend lines. We look at the Bollinger Bands. We look at the MACD. We look at stochastic RSI. I show you how to use triangles. And how to apply all of it together to make your determination as far as when to buy, when to sell. When to which coins to look at, to keep an eye on, that kind of thing. So it's very thorough. And of course, then in the end, I touch a little bit on recording and monitoring what you're doing, and a little bit on passive investing with ICOs and things like BitConnect. So it's $60 for the first week. Next Monday it's going to jump up to about $80. It's about 2.5 hours long and just packed full of stuff. And again, you also get the cheat sheet. So please send me an email at ccwatchman7@gmail.com. And I accept Bitcoin or PayPal. And just shoot me an email, and we'll do the transaction. I'll send the videos and cheat sheet right to you, and you can get started. I am going to start getting more technical in my videos, touching on a lot of things that I do teach in the video. I'm not going to go too much in depth, simply because I make my money off of these videos. This is actually my first one, so. As you know, I never ask you guys for money. I never hit you up for donations or anything like that. I accept them. That's great, but you don't hear me harping on it. I do ask that you use me as a referral if you get on BitConnect. That's the only time I ever ask for anything from you guys. And so for the trading, for the teaching, this is how I'm making money. So please order, guys. If I made you money in the past, you know that my success rate is pretty high. We've made some really good money in the past. We're going to be making some more money in the future. I'm going to be putting these videos out daily to help you, and I enjoy doing it. So help me out, guys, by ordering the day trading teaching, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, guys. Take care.